Whitney and I had a lot in common. We both came from a place of cocaine addiction. Hers apparently lasted a lot longer than mine. You know, I've been sober now. I had a terrible 10 years, maybe from 23 to 33. And I am sober, but you know, they say once an addict, always an addict. I sympathize with that. We're also Jersey girls. Our moms are old school, dad's old school. We both only have one child, and we were both the same age.
Yeah.
And so I feel in a weird, and you know, I've only been in the room with Whitney one time in my life. And that one time was when I was like a sophomore in college, and she played a concert in Boston at Symphony Hall. You know, I've been dealing with issues with addiction, alcoholism, and I have a whole new life that I plan for myself and my son. And believe me, when you lay in a room with no TV and 4 gray walls all day, and no telephone at your already, and you lay there and you think about your life. This is my life at the sober house. It's one of the best things, honestly, that could have ever happened to me. Because, you know, when you think about your life, you think about, you know, how you've been delivering to the world, especially here on the show.
All three of us are doing fine.
Are we going to see the three of you guys? Yeah, I mean, together, even maybe not as a married couple again, but as a family
of course
again.
You will. Kevin's got to graduate from college. He's going into his sophomore year. He's going to get married or whatever. He's going to celebrate. Yes, everybody's got to grow up.
And is he going to be back with his father again?
So check this out, guys. Kevin Hunter, Wendy's ex, is out here spilling all kinds of beans about what's been going down with Wendy lately. And let me tell you, it ain't pretty. First things first, we all know Wendy's been struggling with some health issues, right? Well, Kevin's pointing fingers at Ray J, saying he might have something to do with Wendy's current situation. Now, I know what you're thinking, Ray J. For real? But hold up, there's more to this story. Kevin's claiming that Ray J was allegedly hooking Wendy up with some substances, even though everyone and their mama knows Wendy's been battling addiction for a minute. Not cool, if true. But here's where it gets even crazier. Kevin's saying Ray J is like Wendy's handler or something. He's saying every time Wendy comes out of rehab, all clean and ready to turn her life around, Ray J supposedly shows up with more stuff to knock her off track. That's some heavy accusations, y'all. And get this, Kevin's alleging that Ray J is part of Wendy's conservatorship. He's saying that every time Wendy's about to get better, Ray J, as her alleged handler, takes her on a binge and brings her back to square one. It's like a messed up cycle that just won't quit, according to Kevin. Now, let's take a step back for a second. We gotta remember that Kevin and Wendy ain't exactly on the best terms. Dude's been trying to get his hands on Wendy's money for a while now, talking about how he's fallen behind on bills and can't pay his credit cards. So, we gotta take what he says just a little bit lightly, you feel me? But here's the thing, Kevin's been with Wendy since day one. He knows all the ins and outs of her life, so when he starts talking, people listen. Even if they're not sure, they should believe him.
Oh, he's a friend.
Please don't ask about Kevin.
I won't ask.
We have an 18-year-old son.
Yeah.
And I'm sensitive to that, but that is not Kevin. That's
What's your name, sir?
No, don't do it.
I won't.
Now, let's talk about Ray J for a minute. This ain't the first time his name's been mixed up in some messy business. Remember Whitney Houston? Yeah, that Whitney. Ray J and her were tight back in the day, like real tight. People were always wondering if there was something more going on between them. And get this, Ray J was supposedly one of the last people to see Whitney alive before she passed. That's right, he was right there with her near the end. Now, I'm not saying he had anything to do with what happened to Whitney, but it's just interesting, you know?
My connection with Whitney is that I wished for us both to be really sober and really aware. Whitney and I, same age, and both plagued with the demon of substance.
So when Kevin starts talking about Ray J being around Wendy during her tough times, people start connecting dots. Whether those dots should be connected or not, that's a whole other story. But wait, there's more. Some folks are saying Ray J's got a pattern of being around female celebs when they're going through it. First Whitney, now Wendy. It's got people talking, that's for sure. Speaking of Ray J, there's been some chatter about him allegedly paying $2.3 million to someone. We don't know who, we don't know why, but that's a whole lot of cash. Is it related to Wendy? To something else entirely? Your guess is as good as mine, y'all.
Everybody has things in their life that they're embarrassed to share with the world, or they're frightened to share with the world, or they're not ready to share with the world.
But hold up, we ain't done yet. Enter Stunna Girl. Yeah, that's Stunna Girl. She's been throwing some serious shade at Ray J lately, and when I say shade, I mean she's practically blocking out the sun with these accusations. Stunna and Ray J ain't exactly besties right now. They've been beefing for a minute, ever since some drama went down with the show Baddies South. Ray J's an executive producer on that joint, and apparently things got messy between them. But here's where it gets wild. Stunna Girl dropped a bombshell on social media saying Ray J needs to focus on what he did to Wendy Williams. Y'all, she straight up accused Ray J of taking Wendy on a binge. Can you believe that? She wrote, and I'm quoting here, "Instead of constantly being worried about me, Ray J needs to focus on what he did to Wendy Williams. She ain't been the same since you took her on that binge gang." Now that's some heavy stuff to be throwing around on the gram. Stunna Girl ain't playing no games. But here's the thing, these are just accusations, you feel me? Stunna and Ray J have been going at it for a while now. She's been calling him all kinds of names, saying he's having a midlife crisis and faking a gangster image. It's messy, y'all. So is Stunna Girl telling the truth about Ray J and Wendy? Or is she just trying to stir up drama? That's the million-dollar question right there. Either way, it's adding fuel to the fire of all these rumors about Ray J being mixed up in Wendy's situation, between Kevin Hunter's accusations and now Stunna Girl's claims. Ray J's name is getting dragged through the mud left and right, but remember y'all, we're just getting one side of the story here. Ray J hasn't said a word about any of this, and Wendy, well, she's dealing with her own health issues right now and probably ain't got time for all this drama. Speaking of Wendy's health, let's not forget the real tragedy here. Her team just announced she's got dementia and some other serious health issues. It's heartbreaking for real. And you know what makes it worse? All these vultures circling around her, trying to get a piece of the pie while she's down. It's like, can we let the woman heal in peace? However, some fans ain't buying what Kevin's selling at all. One person straight up called him out saying, Kevin let them get to Wendy. He's the blame because he was her husband and he was selfish, unfaithful, and greedy. Ouch. They're not holding back, are they? So what do y'all think? Is Kevin telling the truth? Is Ray J really mixed up in all this? Is Stunna Girl onto something, or is she just stirring the pot? Or is this just a whole lot of noise from people trying to get their 15 minutes of fame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want more of this piping hot tea delivered straight to your feed.